We are getting a look at a disturbing new video of the Capitol riots from last week. Now, before we start, I strongly advise if you have kids in the room, they should not see this. It is graphic. I'm going to stall, take a beat, so the kids can leave the room. And please know we decided to show you this so we can all collectively understand the severity of what happened at the Capitol last week. And, of course, in hopes that history will not repeat itself. In the video, here we go. There it is. You can see rioters drag a Capitol police officer down the steps before beating him with a pole, flying the American flag. Now, at the same time, another officer at the entrance of the Capitol is repeatedly beaten by rioters. Now, we chose not to play the audio, but thought it was very important, once again, to show everyone some of the extreme violence that took place. Then, in juxtaposition, there is this. He's being called a hero. Okay, this has gone viral, of a black Capitol officer who deliberately led the mob away from an open door to the Senate chamber just before armed security was able to lock it down. Now, let's all say his name, remember his name. His name is Eugene Goodman, and again, he's being hailed a hero. Meantime, more and more people, including some Republicans, are calling for the president to resign or be removed from office. So House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is moving forward with plans giving VP Mike Pence 24 hours to invoke the 25th Amendment, and if not, we'll have the House vote on articles of impeachment for inciting violence against the government. Now, DBL Nation, we always want to hear what you think. We always want to have a conversation on the show and get through this together. I know, again, collectively, a lot of us can't even wrap our heads around what we saw last week. So, again, we want you to write in, should the president be removed from office? Let us know how you're feeling, DBL Nation. We've got the weight of the audience voting at the bottom of the screen. Al, how are you feeling?
I mean,
should he be removed? How
do you feel when you just saw something happening on television, Jeff, that you never thought you would even see in a movie? It wouldn't make sense. You would say to yourself, it shouldn't have gotten this far. Not only do I think the president should be impeached, I think we need to be prepared for at least a year-long investigations going up the chain. I really don't care about arresting a guy in a lamb outfit. I know that's good for public consumption and to see because he was such a visible thing, but I believe there was a lot of elements at work. Jeff, can you explain why there were 500 Capitol police officers at work on a day where Congress was in session, where the vice president was there? That should be a full, like, everything should be, everybody should be working, even though they had those days blocked off where they could not work. They could not take those days off. Why weren't the Capitol Police at work? There's so many questions. I think the impeachment question is the easiest one. I think we need to understand how much this spider web's out.
Yeah, listen, I think we need to break it down into categories here. I think we need to prosecute all those people that were there, that were on video, to the fullest extent and make an example of them. I absolutely think that. I'm just down to the president here. We have 10 days left. My only philosophy is, should we use all this energy and anger towards impeaching this president, or should we use it to move on? So, I mean, if the answer is impeach, if that helps heal the country, I'm all for it. If you want answers, Al, I'm on your side. I'm your buddy. I'm all for it. You know what I mean? I think there needs to be answers about why the police weren't there, and I have the very same questions. But I don't know politics. I don't know the law as far as impeaching the president goes. For inciting that, is that something we could do as America in 10 days? Listen,
you're not the only one thinking that. And Erica, please jump in. There's many people out there that feel like, let's right now just focus on healing and unity. I don't personally think we can focus on unity and healing until there's accountability. I liken it to, I always think about Lawson, Layton, Sophie, Miles, and if we don't really have a firm precedent right now with accountability that this has consequences, I fear that it will happen again when our children and our grandchildren are older. So we got to handle it, in my opinion, right here, right now. Erica, what do you feel?
Sam, I agree with you. I do think that, one, there is no precedence for this. So this is something that we really have to take a very hard look at and decide how we want our future to look like. You brought up your children. What do you know about being a parent to young kids? If you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. If you don't correct the behavior in the moment, then that behavior is going to repeat itself. We are having very fundamental conversations about things that aren't so fundamental fundamental. I mean, you have to consider, if you do not, and Jeff, I understand your point about, do we use this energy for 10 days? It's not about the 10 days when it comes to holding Trump accountable. It's actually about what happens next, because it isn't just the impeachment. The impeachment means no pension. The impeachment means no subsidies for housing.
Right.
It means no Secret Service on our dime. And it also means that he can never run again for president. So it's more than just the 10 days. It's about making sure that we don't set the tone for future leaders or future people who want to create havoc and riot and terrorism to feel like they are secure and that they're safe to do so. So what we do in this moment is so important.
You know, Erica, as you're speaking,
Let me just,
go ahead. Please.
I was just going to really quickly read 73% of our DBL Nation say yes, you do believe he should be removed from office. 27% say no.